And welcome back, YouTube. This is Buster here with something really, really awesome. Today I got for you an anime figure review of Kallen from the anime Code Geass. Now this particular anime figure is part of the G.E.M line made by the anime figure company Megahouse, and it's represented in 1/8 scale. It features Kallen in what appears to be the cockpit of a knightmare unit. Now, before we get to the actual anime figure, I do want to take a look at the box. As you can tell, there is actually no window packaging on this box. It's all art on the outside, so it's a little bit different. I love the larger image of the figure back here, superimposed over the standard size image of the figure right here. The Code Geass logo is very awesome. The G.E.M logo, the Megahouse logo, all works really well on this black and red background, which is, of course, Kallen's colors from the show. On this side, it's as if you're looking head-on of the anime figure itself. Very, very awesome. And this really, really awesome red to black effect almost reminds me of Super Smash Bros. Of course, on the back you have all the legal information, and then a couple of more lovely pictures of Kallen herself. And on this side, this is if you're looking at the back of Kallen as well. Overall, I gotta say, this box is actually really lovely. Despite not having any window packaging, honestly, I think it does the anime figure better without any window packaging, and you'll probably see why in just a moment. Because you did not come here today to look at a review of a box, you came here to see the actual anime figure itself, and that is right here, Kallen from Code Geass, inside the cockpit of a knightmare unit. Very, very awesome. As you can see, it comes with a base, a stand, the knightmare unit cockpit itself, and of course Kallen actually comes in one solid piece. There is no detachable pieces on Kallen herself. Very lovely. Let's just get a quick turnaround of the figure here. Very cool. I gotta say, this pairs pretty well with the G.E.M series CC that I got earlier. Although it is different attire. CC is obviously, from my previous video, more of a relaxed attire. This is 100% Battle Gear attire. Let's just take a quick look at the base here. It's a very lovely, smoky, clear black. Very simple. It has the logo right there, and it has some information on the back. What does it say? I was just telling you the where it's made at. Okay, I thought it was telling you a little bit of backstory, but yes, so very lovely. Code Geass symbol right there, love that quite a bit. And the stand is just a pure, like, solid black, nothing special about that. Now there is something kinda unique about this. Let me see if I could detach this real quick. Okay, very simple. So there's a little ball piece in here. It's kind of used to keep the knightmare unit and Kallen balanced on this, kind of keep it floating in the air. Very lovely. And then it just simply reattaches with no big issue, hopefully. You just kind of press down both sides, and there we go. Now one kind of cool thing is you can display it with the logo facing out, and you can display Kallen in different angles. You could tilt it up a little bit, not too much. You could tilt it down a little bit, not too much. Or else it does destabilize it. But the nice thing is you could keep the base stable and move her around to any angle that you desire without having to move the whole base in an angle. Very lovely. Now, before we take a look at Kallen herself, I'm going to just remove her just for a minute so we could take a look at the actual cockpit of the Knightmare unit. Now, as you can see, it's very simple. It's like a smoky see-through black, which is very similar to the base. I'd almost say more of a gray than a black, to kind of keep in theme with the mechanical unit. You have the very lovely base, and what appears to be the pedals that run the unit itself. Very lovely. Not too much detail, just a couple of bumps and layers of the actual unit. Little control panel right here, and of course the what I like to call them the pedals, or the actual items that gear up, move the unit itself. Very lovely. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's actually review Kallen herself. Now first up, she just kind of rests on this. She doesn't actually attach with any piece of that. She just easily rests on there. And it actually stays pretty well. I haven't had really too many issues since I put her on there, so that's really great. Once you get her on there, unless you move her a lot, she ain't gonna fall off, which is really great news. Because more than likely you're gonna keep her static, you ain't gonna be moving her anyway, she's gonna be on display, as she should be. Now let's just take a quick look at this particular anime figure. Now one thing I do want to notice is the shoes actually do have grooves in them, which I am very, very happy about. A lot of anime figures just kind of skimp out and don't do anything with the shoes, so I'm very happy with the soles of the shoes here. As you can tell, that she has like the arrow design going on the boot for the treads. Very lovely. So that's the sole of the shoe. The actual shoe itself is just a simple black with some stripes, like light blue stripes, to kind of act as either shoelaces or a strap to wrap around there. The edge of her suit is layered with this, what looks to be like a metal guard right around the boot slash shoe there. And then it's a very lovely metallic red that goes all the way up on both sides. No extra detail in there, just very lovely metallic red. And then at the knee, she has like a black knee guard, which is definitely needed when you're going to be resting your knee on this part of the unit. It looks very painful if you would not have some sort of knee brace, knee guard there. And of course that's on both sides there. And then the thigh, it's the same as the leg, just that red bodysuit. Now we get to the actual interesting part of the character. As you can tell, the hips have a very lovely, what looks to be like a skin-tight guard on them, right here. And it's guarded with some very lovely metallic like edges on the hips there. Now that may look a little painful if you were to get into a situation in there that it would, if you got jostled around in there a little bit, that may look a little bit painful if it pokes you the wrong way. As we can tell, there's some metallic strips around the joints, or around the hips there. Very lovely. And on the back of this particular figure, we have like what looks to be some sort of pretty cool diamond-shaped design going right up it there. Very lovely. I like that quite a bit. With the light red metallic shape, the black guard that runs around it, and of course the skin-tight dark red suit that's actually that's almost looks to be part of the skin. Kind of reminds me of the original Gundam, how he would suit up and it was like that super skin-tight latex around there. Maybe that is latex on her skin there, I'm not 100% sure. Now, if we can turn to the actual stomach of the character here, in this pose it looks like she's ready to ride some sort of motorcycle or something. That's kind of cool. You can see the stomach is actually quite well done. It has a line running up there to symbolize the sternum, and to symbolize a little bit of movement and give and take to the actual suit itself. Now when we move up a little bit here to the bust, you can tell that it's tightly kept together with that metallic piece there. Very lovely. And of course, for some reason, there's like a guard, right, a breast guard, but it doesn't go all the way around, so that seems a little bit pointless. I'm not 100% sure about that. Just a little bit of an odd thing right around the edges of the breasts there. Now let's move up to the hands here. As you can tell, the hands have this very lovely like latex gloves on them. The fingers seem to have that metallic edge to them to kind of protect them from that the pedals, because I imagine that those are probably not the kindest to the hands. You got, of course, the sharp metal edge guard around the gloves there. The metallic red suit, and of course around the elbow joint you got that guard again. Going up the arm, you continue that metallic red suit with some sharp light metal shoulder pads. Now, did I see that on... Now on this arm, you actually have the Code Geass symbol, which symbolizes that she's part of the rebellion, which I think is a really, really nice touch. It really adds that little bit of an extra piece to this particular anime figure. Now, of course, the make it or break it part of any anime figure itself, the face and the hair. Now let's take a quick look at the face here. As we can tell, her eyes are actually really well done, really wide. Her nose is cute, and her mouth is wide open. I like to think of it as maybe she just witnessed one of her teammates in a gruesome death, or there was some sort of sneak attack, and it took everybody by surprise, and she's just like caught off guard. Now I know some people out there are gonna think opposite things, and I'm gonna put it this way. It's possible, maybe in the cockpit of the suit here, that something brushed up against her in a certain way, and she didn't like it. That's the best way I'm gonna put that. I know what some of you guys are gonna think. It's straight to the gutter. That's exactly what some of you guys are thinking out there. Okay. But I'm trying to put it the best way I can. I really, really love the headband. It's simple, but it's part of the character. It's effective. Is that just a painted headband, or is that a... Oh, nope, it's actually a thickness to the headband, so it's not just painted directly on the character. It's actually a raised edge piece that goes around the forehead here. I love the little hair piece right in the middle of the face there. It looks like she's actually in motion, and just the beginning of a stop that she had to do, so her hair is kind of flying to one side. I love that look. Her hair itself is actually not bad. I love the spikes coming out. That's true to the character. The front of the hair actually looks pretty good. You have some motion to it, like she just turned her head suddenly, and the little split ends here just look realistic. It looks really well done. I don't say that about a lot of anime hair, but this particular anime hair does not look bad. It actually looks pretty decent. The headband back here looks a little fake, though. I'm not gonna lie. This the part where it kind of disappears, it just doesn't look. Somehow it just doesn't look right, especially right here. It just doesn't look. It looks like the headband gets cut off. It just doesn't look quite right there. But that's forgivable. This piece is actually pretty decent. Overall, I'd say that this is actually a pretty well done anime figure for being just one single piece. If I could get it back on there, sorry about that. There we go. Overall, I'd say that this is actually a pretty decent anime figure. It is 1/8 scale, so it is smaller than the typical 1/7 scales that I've been reviewing mostly. But that's okay, because it's right in line with the rest of the G.E.M series and CC from the previous review that I did. Overall, I would love to see another Cockpit anime figure. Honestly, I'd like to see how they would do... what's his name? Lelouch's friend that used the white... or the Lancelot. I would love to see a Cockpit anime figure of him. I think that would really look cool side by side to see both of them in a particular Cockpit mode. Nightmare running mode. That would be really, really cool. But besides that, my final thoughts on this anime figure. Honestly, it's simple, but it's really pretty well done. It stays really true to the character, and I love how you could turn it to display it with any angle while not having to adjust the base to it. That is a really nice feature. And honestly, the cockpit mode looks really cool too. Overall, I'm probably going to give this anime figure, let's do, honestly, a 8 out of 10. It's, like I said, it's simple, but it definitely shows that it's Kallen. The box is really well done. The anime figure, it's simple but great. My only issue is, my big issue is it's just a little bit too simple. It needed a little bit of flair in order to get this to that next level. It's just missing a little bit of something. This has been Boosterbox Buster with an anime figure review of Kallen from Code Geass, signing out.